Now, we've got Bob Briley here now with We Care Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Solar with our Hero Highlight. You know, Bob, the one thing I know, Greg, you want to address this as well, is the human condition, right? I mean, we've had one hot day yesterday, and it's still going to rain a little bit here and there. And so this human condition for me is to procrastinate and not call. But I know I'm going to need that AC any day now, but I haven't had it checked, and I need to do that.
And you don't want to have what happened, because with all the rains, Approved Home Pros hotline was blowing up with calls for roofers, and the roofers got impacted so much that there's a wait. You don't want that to happen with your air conditioning.
No, I
right?
actually fell in the same thing. I had a roof leak in December, and we had to call a roofer out and had to replace the whole roof as it's raining. So I'm part of that same part.
Well, if you don't see it, you don't feel it, you don't think about it. So that's why
Right.
we're here to remind you through the Hero Highlight that you need to be thinking about it.
So, Bob, tell us what the total home performance evaluation is.
What total performance is we come out and obviously evaluate your home. We hook up a blower door to your house, and we pressurize your house. And when we pressurize your house, we walk around with an infrared camera, and we go around and look for all the air infiltrations and the hot and cold that's coming through your walls and windows.
And I think we have some images of that actual process.
Right, like that shows right there. Just we played around with it. We hit it on a body, and you can see all the heat coming off.
It's
of the
not
body.
a ghost?
No, it's not a
We're
ghost. It's
okay.
actually a real person. And then we also hook up a duct blaster, which will pressurize your duct system to see how much air is leaking outside your giant envelope of your house.
And what we want to explain to our viewers is your house needs to breathe, but it needs to be tight in some ways, but it needs to breathe in other ways. Can you explain the duct testing and the whole house testing?
Right. The reason why you have to check your house if it's not breathing is because new codes are making your houses tighter and tighter. The problem is everything in your house is putting out off gases, the carpet, the furniture, the walls. And what it's doing is you're actually breathing in those off gases. They're not diluting like they're supposed to. So when you check your house to see if it's too tight, you want to loosen your house up. Or if your house is too loose, then you definitely want to tighten it, because then you're just wasting energy outside the envelope.
Just for the nutshell, for anybody watching who doesn't understand. So when you say your house is tight, you mean it needs to let more air out and elements out than it is. It's almost like you're in a plastic baggie.
Correct.
You got to open the baggie a little.
Right.
Correct. It has to breathe like that, so it has to breathe.
Well, and so again, to break it down a little further, you want your ducts to be tight because you don't want to lose your cooling or heating through your ducts, and you want your house to be semi-tight because you want to keep that conditioning in your home, correct?
Right. Correct. It's a mixture of both. You want the one, and you also want the other.
Is this a giant slinky that we're looking at?
It looks like it, doesn't it? It hooks up to your duct system. We pressurize your ducts, and then we can see how much air is going outside into the attic or outside your house. Because you figure for every dollar you're paying for your heat or your air, you want to get that out of your registers.
Well, and speaking of dollars and savings, the Hero program, all these upgrades and tune-ups and all that is covered by the Hero program, right?
Yes, it is. Because what we're going to find out after I get done doing the testing, we'll evaluate your house, I'll model the house. You might need insulation, you might need ductwork, you might need new systems, you might need windows. All that is under the Hero envelope.
And when we talk about Hero 2, again, you can call 619-663-3721. Pick up that phone and call at 619-663-3721. Now, we do have a question, a fan question that we want to get to. And it goes, do we need to use all of the available Hero funds at one time, or can we do things in phases? That's from Lloyd in Oceanside.
You can do that in phases.
Oh, you can?
Yes, you can. So you can have your heating contractor come out and take care of what you need to have done, and then you can have turf, or you can have roof, or you can have windows, all be part under it.
But you could go out and you could break down all the upgrades and then phase those upgrades too, and maybe pick out the most impactful ones first.
Right, and that's what we'll do is once we model the house, we'll evaluate it with you and show you if you change the insulation, this is what your savings could be, and just go to the priorities of it.
So when you do the total home evaluation, I want the performance evaluation. I want to make sure all the things we've talked about today, is that covered under the Hero program?
The testing and all that isn't part of the Hero program, but all the results will be. Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
Well, you need the testing to get the results.
Exactly. You got to test. It's test.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much, Bob. Greg, what are your takeaways?
Well, first of all, don't procrastinate, Clint. Make sure your air conditioning is tuned up. And also duct testing and house testing is really it's not that expensive, and it's very impactful. So I highly recommend it.
Correct.
All right, Bob Briley, thank you so much. We Care Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Solar. And that is our Hero Highlight. Pick up that phone and call 619-663-3721. As Greg said, don't procrastinate like me. Really, you're going to end up waiting longer than you need to. Now is the time before it starts to get hot consistently. And maybe even check your heater, right? Because the rain might come as well.
Yes.